Top of the morning, y'all. I hope you're doing great. Merry Christmas to you. It's a brisk 22 degrees out here. It's heading toward real cold pretty soon. But this is my happy place. This is the place my best friend Bear built. We wanted to look like a Western saloon all the way down. It's just a place where people come and they smile. And they just get happy. It invokes a certain mood in you. What I'm going to share with y'all today is something deeply personal, but just deeply amazing because it's just wisdom straight from the Father. It's something that I hope is going to just change your perspective in life a lot. Also, I want to tell y'all the reason I don't do 7 videos a week every single day. It's not because I don't have the material or the mindset. God gave me that beautiful ADHD. I could talk every day and do 3 hours a day like some people do. But I don't think I'd be happy, and I think at a certain point, you're definitely rambling when you do that. I would do 2 or 3 a week because I want to have something worthy of the attention of 2, 3, 400,000 views on average that we do. 1.3 million subscribers. I don't take that lightly. It's a really big responsibility. So with that said, I just want to let y'all know everything I do before I come on here, I really think and pray about. And for what that's worth, just wanted you to know that. This is something I titled A Season in Life Worth Noting. At the time of this journal, both of my boys are 15 and 16. Undoubtedly coasting in their spiritual lives, much like I was at their age. But what pains me the most these days is while they're physically present and they're around the family, they're just terribly distracted. Reminds you of anybody? Be it by phones or sports or the rigors of schoolwork, their social lives. As a dad, I'm just desperate for that full-blown relationship I had with them when they were 5 and 6 years old. I miss it. There was big conversations, big dreams, backyard football, and there was just fun. And I catch glimpses of it every now and then, but they're fleeting. I realize they're getting older now, and they're just following a natural course that teenagers follow, but I would give anything for the closeness we had when they were little. And then I started to think about all the years that I myself coasted with God. And I thought about how much it must have hurt the Lord's heart when I was just far away, present, but not fully engaged. There's nothing sweeter than a free-flowing walk with Jesus. And even though the season I'm going through right now is painful, I'm going to wait for my boys to come back to me fully because the Lord was gracious enough to wait on me. So may the Lord just draw us all back into his arms wherever we're at and never leave again. And that's what I wrote for my boys, y'all. John Wayne, who's one of my heroes, he said once that when a boy is about 15 or 16 years old, he goes away, and he doesn't return again until he's in his 30s. And he was asked, why does he keep on checking his son out? He had his son named Ethan, and he had a yacht called the Wild Goose, if you're a John Wayne fan. And he kept checking his son out of school and going on these trips all the way up the California coastline up to Alaska. He's supposed to be in school. And he said, look, I'm not going to be there for him because I had him later in life. And because boys go away at 15 or 16, and he didn't mean go away physically. They're there, but they're not. They don't come back until there's sometime in the mid-30s. And I just wanted to make sure I was there for him. If you're trying to run a godly household, I just want y'all to know that your sons and daughters, they're going to be assaulted and they're going to be maimed to the core. Hopefully not physically. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about spiritually assaulted. And y'all might be looking at your kids these days and you might be wondering, like, where's the joy? Where's the light that I used to see in their eyes where you're just bouncing around? You were 6 years old on the playground. And I'm just going to remind y'all that the world wasn't beating them up back then like they are now. They were in the nest back then. Everything was beautiful, just this beautiful bubble where you could wrap them up and you could protect them. So when the years go by, even if they go dark and quiet, that doesn't mean they can't come back home, is what I'm saying. I watched a PBS episode the other day, and it was, I get really interested. Y'all would love my algorithm on YouTube. It's all about just history and the Old West and frontiersmen and stuff like that. So I watched this PBS special, and I was just in awe because do you know that at one time there was 30 million buffalo roaming across the American plains? And during the big genocide, the American cavalry reduced the buffalo from 30 million to under 1,000. The Native American, they followed the bison. They lived off them for food and clothing and shelter. They even made weapons from their bones, okay? But in the 1870s, the U.S. cavalry, led by one of the most evil men in all of history, William Tecumseh Sherman, who y'all probably have heard about, who committed horrific war crimes all across the South in the Civil War with his March to the Sea, he decided to completely decimate the buffalo population because his mindset was every dead buffalo is a dead Indian. But here's why I'm telling y'all this. It's a perfect parallel for the spiritual battle that we're going through. John 10:10 says that the enemy comes to what? Steal, kill, and destroy. Y'all know this, okay? He wants you displaced. He wants you lonely. He wants you completely without resources. He wants you to feel pretty much the way the Indians felt in 1892 with a sick picture up here with the men standing next to the buffalo skulls that they had slaughtered, guaranteeing starvation for all the Native Americans, okay? But what really caught my eye, like I told you, is bring them home. You know, those lines gave me chills. And let me remind y'all that we're strangers here on earth. C.S. Lewis once said that the fact that your heart yearns for something earth can't supply is proof that heaven must be our home. So if society collapsed economically tomorrow, and it really could happen any moment now with the way things are going, I just want y'all to know it would lead straight to revival because all of our comfort would finally be stripped away. You see what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but it seems like the people just don't know how to make eye contact anymore. It seems like they don't know how to hold a conversation, at least not without checking their phone for a little bit. You know, they don't know how to block off a few days and just go into the woods and hunt, sleeping by a fire every single night. You know, they're like, why am I not close to anybody anymore? It's because you don't do anything hard anymore. Going through the trials and going through the fire is what brings people close together the way we were meant to be. And that's why, you know, a lot of times you see these videos of the veterans being united, where two veterans haven't seen each other for 10, 15, 20 years. The emotional reunion is 100 times anything that we could ever experience in natural society because those are battle brothers and battle sisters. They've been through the fire together. That's the way God designed us. So you can escape the fire. You absolutely can. Safe and warm in your house, and you can play video games, but you're never, ever going to feel real. So if you say friendships and relationships are hard, I get it, okay? I don't want y'all to feel bad. I got like 2.3 million followers. I got like 6 friends. That's it. I suck at small talk. I completely suck at it. I don't like attention. I don't like large crowds. That's why I stay out in the woods by myself pretty often. I just have a few friends that I run with. But man, I love those 5 or 6 friends because we are there together and we're locked in. And they're the kind of guys where you could just be around them for 4 or 5 hours and you realize, I haven't even checked my phone this whole time. I hadn't even looked at it. You know, cigar's still burning. What do I need to check my phone for? This is all I need right here is just good company. God designed us for deep relationships, and it starts with Him. So I'll just end this by saying I would encourage all y'all to take the mindset of being a rebel according to 2025. And what a rebel is, I'll tell you, it's start a family, love Jesus, teach your kids to actually think for themselves, buy land, turn off the news, and refuse to live in fear. God bless you and your family, and Merry Christmas.